Hello everyone, happy Monday. I'm here at the studio. I'm gonna get set up for our first day of Princess Camp. It's going to be Cinderella Day. The first little game that we're gonna play is finding the fabric for Cinderella's pink dress. And I like to use my balance domes because they make just a nice little hiding spot. So I'm gonna find random pieces and scatter them around and just hide fabric. And we have beads and we have a feather boa. So I'm just gonna hide this. So then we have these little Mickey Mouse ears. So when we play, they'll each get to wear Mickey Mouse ears and put on whiskers. And we just do like a little, I call it a mouse jump. It's a little pas de chat. And then I'll probably give them a dance move that they have to do on the balance beam before they can pick it up. A balance on one leg. I'll figure it all out. Then after we decorate Cinderella's dress, the next game we're gonna play is ribbon and bead freeze dance. So I'm just gonna take some pink streamers and just kind of scatter them around the room just to add a little fun color. So for balloons, I'm probably going to set them up over here by that princess stand, and I'll just leave them inside as like a holding place. This way they're not all over the room and distracting when we're trying to play some other games. So let me get some balloons blown up.
I wanted to share that I have a 6-hour Princess Camp Blueprint Masterclass. And in this masterclass, I share all of my tips and tricks on marketing your camp, turning it into a camp experience, and hopefully selling out your summer camps. And even though it's based on my Princess Camp theme, you can really apply it to any themed event or camp that you host at your studio. So I've linked information on that in the first comments, as well as a YouTube-only discount code.
So I blew up 8 balloons. That way I have 2 extras just in case a balloon pops. I need to fix a couple things. Let me show you this. This is so old that this might be my last year using this one. I might just need to purchase a whole new one, but it does not want to stand. So I've taped a drumstick and a rhythm stick to the back, and hopefully the top will stand up a little bit better. Then the last little preset I'm gonna do today is just make this look a little bit cuter, a little more magical. I'm gonna put some of the beads and the lace hanging out, and then I have, so I bought these at the Dollar Tree, and they're just like little mats that you can put your glasses on. I'm just gonna leave it out like little pieces of cheese that the mice got into. Just like that. And then my little ears. All right, that looks good. Okay, we are ready for camp. All I need is to get myself, I need to tape my waiting spots for my dancers. Let me do that.
By the way, if there are any props or materials that you see that you would like to add to your collection, I have linked all of the props and the materials in the description box down below so that you can add them for your camp as well.
I also forgot I have my little Cinderella's sidekick, Jack. I'm going to put him over by the little basket. So we always start camp with a little story time, and these kids are between the ages of 3 and 6. And so with something like a story time that can take maybe up to 15 minutes of them sitting and having to stay engaged, that can be the hardest part with a story time for little ones. So what I like to do for our story time is I pick different words that could correspond with movement. So for example, maybe anytime we hear the word bird, maybe we put on wings and we chirp, 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 chirp like birds. Anytime we hear mice, we put on our whiskers and like mice. Fairy godmother, we can do bippity boppity boo with our pretend wands, things like that. So I try to give them little words to listen for to keep them engaged throughout the story time. So that's just a little trick. If you ever do a story time, whether it's in your dance classes or just as a separate event, pick out those little movement action words that you can have them do anytime they hear a certain name or word throughout the book. So I'm going to get ready for my campers. We are all set up to start, and I will check back in when we are done with day 1 of Princess Camp. So day 1 of Princess Camp is complete. Now I just have to start cleaning up. There are afternoon classes in the studio, so I need to just kind of move some things out of the way so they're not distracting. And then tomorrow I will get here early and set up for Little Mermaid Day. I think Little Mermaid is probably the most stuff that I have to preset because we have 2 different types of balloons that I have to blow up. I have to blow up blue balloons for bubbles, and I have to blow up gold balloons for her voice. So that'll always take a little bit of time. Overall, though, the camp went really good. So we did our story time. That was great. We decorated our dress for Cinderella. I'll show you guys what that looks like. We did our bead and our ribbon dance. They had fun with that. After our bead and our ribbon dance, we did a little ballet. So I grabbed one of my pumpkins and I put it in the middle, and we just danced to Bippity Boppity Boo, and we turned the pumpkin into a carriage, and we did Bippity Boppity Boo tondus, and then we gave ourselves our glass slippers and did little piqués and releve walks in our glass slippers. So that was fun. And then after that little dance, we played with my movement cards. So we got I have some fairy wings and a magic wand, and we each got a turn standing in my sparkly hula hoop, and we were the fairy godmother, and we picked up one of my movement cards. It was turning into things like kitty cats or fairies or Cinderella or a pumpkin. They got to roll like a pumpkin, which they had so much fun doing. Bunny rabbits, so a lot of cute animals. We played that game. After the Bippity Boppity Boo game, it's usually a good time to take a break. So we had a little snack break and a craft break, which let me show you what I did for crafts. I do very simple crafts that are non-messy. So our craft is always making a key, which we do an obstacle course after our snack, and we save Cinderella from the attic with our key. So I just went with these plain wooden door hangers. The problem with most of the door hangers that I find is they come in an assortment of colors, but it's like there's only 2 yellows or 2 oranges or 2 pinks. And I know how kids are. They're all going to want the pink one. And I didn't really feel like having to buy multiple sets and then having extra colors. I write on it, I saved Cinderella, and I put their name up here. And then on the blank side, they all get princess stickers and they decorate their key. And then after we did our key decoration, we did an obstacle course where one dancer sits in the hula hoop by my castle and the other dancer puts on mouse ears. And the person sitting in the hula hoop by the castle is Cinderella trapped in the attic, and the mice are coming to rescue her. We jumped over my pumpkins. So we did like a second position. I shouldn't say jump. We didn't jump. We did a second position plie over my big pumpkin. And then I just used some of my small orange poly spots for small pumpkins. We did a little first position plie. And then we jumped over cheese. So that was small poly dots and cones. So we jumped little, big, little, big. And then after that, we played a teacup game. So I took Jack, our little stuffed mouse, and my domes, and I put them on a floor in a circle, and they had to walk around the teacups first, and then I hid Jack underneath, and they had to pick up and figure out if they could find Jack hiding under the teacups. After that, they did a walk down the hallway with a big, with their key, which was one of my curvy balance beams. So then we finished the obstacle course with my curvy balance beam. When they get to Cinderella, they do a little pretend to open the door. So this is where we do our twirling section. So we twirl, and then at the end, it makes for a really cute photo op. The two girls hug in front of the princess castle. And that's one thing that I try to do extra for my families that sign up for camps is I take pictures, and then in the band app, I create a private app, and that's where all the pictures and videos go so that they can see what their kiddos are learning. And I do edit all of the photos, so I will do like filters and brighten them up and make them cute because, hey, they're paying like almost $300. So it's just a way that I go above and beyond for them so that they can see what their kiddo is learning. Let me show you real fast my Bippity Boppity Boo movement cards. So these are, I just found this cute little picture of a fairy godmother, and then we turn each other into different animals. We turn each other into the fairy godmother, frogs, pumpkins, kitty cat. So they all get to put on a fairy wing, and I have these pink ones that you can just get at, well, you used to be able to get them from Dollar Tree. I don't know if they still have them at Dollar, but you can get them on Amazon too. And then Magic Wand, and they put on the wings, and they pick a card, and they stand in the hula hoop and say Bippity Boppity Boo, and then we dance like those cards. And we played that game twice. We did it again after our snack because I kind of felt like we had a little bit of extra time. So we did that once before snack and then after snack. And then the big moment, we do our scavenger hunt to find Cinderella's lost glass slipper. And I did have a little moment. So we get on, I call it the tutu train, and we all hold on to each other's shoulders and we tiptoe walk around the room. And at one point, two of the girls who were in the longest dresses, I think they just got tangled up in the dresses because they were so long. They fell backwards. And so we had some tears. So the way I handle if there's any tears are, I immediately stop. I address it. I say, it's okay. It's just an accident. We don't have to get mad at each other. This happens sometimes. And I said, let's go take a sip of water. And because when you're drinking water, it's calming. They both ran and got their water. Then they were fine. And we found the glass slipper. After we find the glass slipper and follow the Bippity Boppity Boo clues, we get to try them on. So we try on the glass slippers. Everybody gets to go to see if they fit. I take their picture, which is another good photo op for the parents to keep as a little memory. And then we still had about 10 minutes, so I threw in one last game. This is a game we play during birthday parties. It's hot potatoes. We took Jack and we passed him around, and if the music stopped and you were holding Jack, then you had to stand up and put on your little whiskers and mouse jump around the circle until you got back to your spot. So that was that little last game that we played at the end.
Thank you so much for joining me on today's video. If you like this video, please let me know by giving it a thumbs up. And also, if you haven't yet, please subscribe to our channel and click that notification bell so that you never miss a video. I hope you've been enjoying this behind the scenes look at Princess Camp. Don't forget, I have shared all of the links in the description down below. I have also invited you to join me in the Princess Camp Blueprint Masterclass. Check out the comments for the link to join. And in my next video for behind the scenes of Princess Camp, I will be taking you under the sea for Little Mermaid. I will see you next time. Happy dance adventuring!